So this is Empathy Path of Whispers. It's an adventure game, I guess, where you experience the story through the emotions of others. And that's really all I know about it. I saw the name of it. I teach a course on empathy and how experiencing the emotions of others and being able to take the perspective of others is an important part of human experience. And I thought that it was a really cool way to deliver a game through the use of empathy. I'm going to try to see if I can use a controller for this, but it looks like I may have to use a mouse and keyboard. I have not played this game at all, so we're gonna take a look at this together and learn about it together. So we're loading up a new game together. Red Fighter tells me that you can barely hear the audio so far, but it's got this really kind of somber ambient music going on that I'm hoping you'll be able to hear better as the game progresses. I'm trying to adjust it as best I can without risking blasting your ears from it later. Although I may have just killed it in the process while it was loading. Something's happened to the world. It began in our
homes. A stalking, creeping thing that crawled into our beds and hid behind our doors. It began with our loved ones. The violence soon took to the streets, gleeful and enthusiastic. It exhausted the rescue services. It overran the military. For a time, there was only noise and confusion. But now, it's all gone silent.
I really hope that you can hear this narration.
Can you hear this? It's not too late. The world is still out there. The pieces can fit together again. I can save it, but not without help. And so I found you, a lone child in a quiet place. I'm glad you're here with me.
I think it's interesting.
I know where we have to go. I remember the room. I'll take us there right now. Just follow my voice. A small act should be enough.
I think it's interesting that they call us a child.
That worked. Here we are. I know the whole situation's a little confusing right now, but all I need you to do is push the big red button. The one right over there.
Oh, I can use the controller. This is good. So I do have a jump. Okay. Oh, I'm going to have some trouble with this game because it is open world, and look what I have to do with the camera. So, interesting psychological fact. There are some people in the world, like myself, who have trouble with a system known as their vestibular system. It's the one that gives us balance. And that is the sort of thing that I have trouble with. And so games that force me to do this with the camera all the time are particularly challenging to me. And actually I am going to try the WASD mode. I might be a little bit more successful with these controls on the computer. So there's a scanner. Let's
That's a funny looking device. Wonder what it does.
It's a portable Okadashi full spectrum energy scanner. So I think this is actually how I'm going to find people's emotions. So cycle modes, AWF, the right mouse button does that, and the scroll wheel adjusts modes. Hold right mouse button when not synchronizing to bring up the E15P in scanning mode. Okay, so this is how I scan things, I guess. How do I tell it, okay, good? Oh, okay. I've got to cycle the modes to get it done properly. And then A, W, I can get to AF. So now what's it doing? Ah, amplitude and frequency. Got it.
Anyway, red button.
Yes, red button, but you've just shown me that there's other things in this room that I might want to see. And so my exploration impulses have kicked in. But no, we're a child and we're going to press the big red button because you told us to. So they've appealed to our curiosity here. They have called us a child.
This isn't right. What's going on? Did we miss something?
Yeah, you just murdered us is what you did.
No, 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 no!
Well, there we go. Well, okay. You hear that music in the background? That is specifically creepy music. Right? Like, they picked that for... I don't have a reflection. Oh, no, that's a doorway. No, that is definitely a mirror. But I apparently can enter the mirror. The music stopped. I can't decide if I liked it better when the music was there or not there. Is that a doorway or a mirror? It is very hard to tell if that's a doorway or a mirror. But in any case, it makes me uncomfortable. So... you'll have to pardon that I'm a little bit clunky with those controls. As somebody who has vestibular issues, I don't play a lot of games that require this of me. And so it's, can I call up that scanner? I can't seem to willfully bring up that scanner right now. Like, I thought it said that if I hold down the R button, I could get the scanner, but oh look, a key. That key seems to suggest I want to go to the attic, because it's called the attic key. So that's where we're going to go. Anything else I can get? No. And here's the locked attic door, but I have an attic key. Oh, I'm going to have to hit tab and select the attic key. Excellent.
Hey, kiddo, you awake? Feeling all right? Good, good. That didn't quite work out back there, I'm sure you noticed. So there must be something else that needs taken care of first, and we should find out what that is. Try walking around for a bit. Let's get our bearings.
How do you guys do it with a game that requires you to push 2 sticks and jump at the same time? Like, I'm trying to empathize with people who play these sorts of games all the time. Well, I found some train tracks. I'm really curious what happens if I jump off that, but not curious enough to try. So far, I haven't... This game has sort of set up the atmospheric, right? You've got curiosity, you've got a voice that's leading you on and telling you where to go and setting up a mystery for you, something where you want to follow this path to figure out what's going on. But I haven't really seen the empathy component yet. Oh. I've just pressed random buttons here and now I don't know how to get rid of those. Can I close that? How do I cancel out of what I just did? It's not good when it lets you get into something. Aha! Okay. There's my inventory. That's how I play a game.
Someone left something behind here.
Oh?
Break out that gizmo of yours. Let's see if we can find it.
I've switched to the controller, right? So breaking out the gizmo is going to be a new thing as I figure out how they want me to do this on the controller. So I don't know what the controls are. So here's how you hold out the gizmo. Right. That's still how I move around. Oop, that's not the button I want to press. Continue. Maybe you literally can't use this gizmo. I think I have to continue using this here. Okay, bust out the gizmo. Am I supposed to just hold it up? Maybe that's what it's trying to get me to do. Hold it up and walk around with it until something happens. Now, I don't really see anything happening.
There haven't been any newspapers for a while now, and the last ones all said pretty much the same. Disaster continues! Evacuate now! That sort of thing. Plenty of gossip magazines left, though, if you want to know who was dating whom before they lost themselves.
The lost themselves part's interesting. I do want to know. So, virus or mind control, it says. Why not both? Let's see. Jump, 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 jump. Oftentimes when we're playing games like this, we feel compelled to do things like jump and dodge roll. Well, rolling through the game, right, gives us a faster way of moving through the game. So it becomes understandable why people often roll through the game instead of dodging. But the jumping, oftentimes it just varies up the way that we're moving and just makes a more interesting method of locomotion. I really hope that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This Geiger meter-like thing doesn't appear to be doing anything special right now. But we're gonna hold it up until it does something, or until the voice tells me I'm doing something wrong. Because I imagine that the voice will eventually be like, oh, you probably should go back there. Oh, look at that. This has something interesting about it.
I can hear them from time to time. It used to sound like war not so long ago, when we still tried to hold them back. Now all you hear is the occasional scream and that deranged, ecstatic laughter. Let them stay here. Please, let them die here.
Well, that was interesting. So they said that people were losing their minds, right? And so I think we just heard a snippet of the past, of either something somebody actually said, or maybe something that they thought. So it's interesting to try to figure out, are these actual words? Did somebody own that object? Oh, I would have thought that I could interact with somebody's hat. Is this where I came from? I don't think so. Is that all I was supposed to see? Can't seem to do anything else out here. The dude's voice in my head, though, didn't come back and be like, oh, something interesting just happened to you. Is that not what I was supposed to click on? Searching the world for things to interact with. Which it seems like a lot of these games are, right? Searching the world for things to interact with. Except this time I'm doing it while holding down, in this case, so I've switched back to the controller, so I'm doing it while holding down the left trigger button. guardrails themselves. Oh, down we go. I found what he wanted me to talk about. Now, this Geiger meter doesn't really... I put that away. Yeah, but if I do this, then I can interact. And now I have to adjust the frequency. That makes the frequency longer or shorter. That adjusts the amplitude. So this is actually a visual task, right, where you're trying to do a pattern mapping task, which is a very interesting thing to add into a game like this. Where you're not just trying to find and interact with things, but now I've got to match the patterns. There we go.
I'm a train mechanic, not a railway worker. Someone's got to fix the bridge. Fine. Get anyone to do it. I don't know any more about bridges than the next guy. I need a hit.
So this is telling me that I have a journal, that I can change characters and change acts. So here I've got a journal. And so it's almost, can I change to Marcus? So I can pull my journal up. Or can I just pull through the... I think I can just pull through this so I can learn more about these folks. So I know about Marcus. That's the lore of this world, right? Is I know about Marcus, and I know about Miss Savinsky. I don't think I can actually change and play it, though. So is this game about uncovering each person's story and learning more about them while traversing this world? Is that what we're doing here? Is that the empathy that we're having is uncovering the story? Haha! I can. But should I have? There doesn't appear to be anything to do over here. And the question will be, can I get back? But I got here. I'm very excited that I'm over here. I guess we might find out what happens if I fall down. Haha! I did not fall down. I did not fall down. Oh, okay. So far, that really seems to be what this game is about. What we're doing is discovering and empathizing with them through discovering bits of their story. And just uncovering their whole story, and that reminds me a little bit of games like What Remains of Edith Finch, right, where we're uncovering the story of each member of the family. And would be so far what we've heard, it's a lot more along the lines of what's known as cognitive empathy. So there are two types of empathy that I talk about in the class on empathy that I teach. Cognitive empathy allows us to think the way that other people think, to understand their thought processes and why they might think the way that they do, based on the experiences that they've had. And then you have emotional empathy. Emotional empathy is more about... Excuse me? Okay, I guess I can't go back through that door. Emotional empathy is about feeling the feeling of others and experiencing the emotional experience of others. And to enact emotional empathy, there's actually pathways within the brain. They're known as mirror neurons. And so when you see somebody else experiencing something, a lot of the time your brain reacts as if you're experiencing the thing too. And hold on, I'm going to see if I can save my game in a new save, because, and I'm going to call this, yeah, right there. Save game. There we go. So these neurons, they allow us to, they fire in the same way when we see somebody else experience something as when we ourselves experience that thing. So if I see you pick up a cup, my neurons are going to fire as if I pick up a cup. It's why what I'm about to do is kind of scary, because you're going to watch me jump off a cliff, and you have a set of neurons that fire as if you yourself are jumping off a cliff. Wah!
Worth a try, right?
It was worth a try. And I got an achievement for doing it. That was fantastic. It was worth a try. I was just seeing if I could jump that far, little dude, and that's why I saved first. But there didn't seem to be that much of a consequence for jumping off that cliff, which was good. But it's why that sort of thing makes us a little bit uncomfortable. Is look, I get all sorts of down there. It makes us uncomfortable because our neurons fire in the same sorts of way when we see somebody experience something as when we experience it ourselves. And that is an important part of the human experience in general, so that we can relate to others and understand why they feel the way that they feel and why they behave the way that they behave in a given situation. And it's what I'm hoping to see in this game, is something that sets up a situation where you understand the emotions of others in this game. Why someone in this game might say something like, just let them die. Let's see, can I reach this?
Worth a try, right?
Yes, it was worth a try. Because I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go next. And so, that leads me up. Can I go down? Stop it! Okay, well, it's not letting me hop down. It has stopped sarcastically replying to me and just said, no, you can't do that. If you see where you think I'm supposed to go next, feel free to tell me, because I don't see where I'm supposed to go next. And this is going to become a very short stream where I just stop what I'm doing. But yeah, what I'm hoping to see is some sort of fostering of emotional empathy, where
Worth a try, right?
I didn't try. I fell down. Some sort of fostering of emotional empathy, where it gets you to start feeling the emotions that the characters in this game may have been feeling at this time. And maybe those aren't emotions we necessarily want to feel, but maybe they are. And that's what a game like this seemed to imply when I purchased this game. That's what I was hoping for. But we're running into an issue where right now I just don't know where I'm going. Red Fighter, you're more versed in these sorts of games. Do you readily see where it might want me to go? Can I climb that? Nope. Can't reach over there. Can I climb that? No. Sorry, my discussion of psychology has ended slightly for a second while I try to figure out what this game is asking me to do. Bring up the thingy again. Okay. Bring up the thingy. I will keep the thingy up. Do you think the thingy is telling me a direction? I thought that it was just pointing, like, north. You think that thingy is telling me go that way? That those arrows are instructions. Alright. I can try that. I do see the arrows. Thank you, Red Fighter. That is very helpful. Let's follow Red Fighter's advice and follow the arrows. The arrow seems to tell me to go this way. The arrow is coming closer and closer and closer. Oop, the arrow went the other way. Where'd it go? Oh, look at that! A hammer! Thank you, Red Fighter. I found a hammer. And now I got to line these up. So yeah, this sort of task in a game like this is really interesting to me. It's just never something... Whoa. This is a very different task from what the rest of the game seems to be calling for, right? Is this it? No. Pull it closer together. So this seems to be the appropriate amplitude. Maybe not. Wow, I am really bad at this task as I try to get... Are we trying to... So is this like the frequency... If we think of this as like a frequency of a ghost, is that what we're trying to do? Is this their heartbeat? Like, how do we conceptualize what it is that this is asking me to do right now? And to get lined up. And this is an interesting thing to try to talk about for me, at least, as I fail miserably at doing it. Oh my gosh. Like, I can get one side lined up, and then the other won't. Right, like, see that wave? That wave over there. Oh, yeah, it could be, like, the sort of aligning with what they were thinking at that very last moment. So do you think we're looking into their last moments, or just part of their moments? Like, a moment? Because I feel like we had to, in the journal, we saw multiple moments for a person. Right? Like, I think we had 1 of 4 of the, of the guy building the bridge. So it can't be their very last moment. Okay, wait. I think if I can move this over slightly. So I just need to take this and shift it. Right? Like, this is the right pattern. This can't be very exciting to watch me struggle with. Oh, the last moment with the item that we're with. I see. Maybe. Like right before they dropped this item. That makes a lot of sense. Alright. Amplitude. And then... It keeps seeming so close. The red wavelength with the white wavelength. I am doing what it says I'm supposed to do. I just had to recheck the directions because... Wait, did I get it? What am I doing wrong? How precise do I have to be? No. I mean, how much better can I do? Yeah, I think you're right with the very precise. Because... Oops. I mean, I can't see what I was doing wrong. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I'll admit that it's pretty fun to swing the hammer around. Not much room for that when you're keeping trains from crapping out. Still, they could at least get someone else down here to help hold the planks.
So that...
Last of the planks now. Can't wait to get out of here.
Oh, I see. So now he's talking about the planks. I wonder if I can now interact with the planks. Can I do this? Ooh, I have the hammer! So can I... beating the planks with a hammer. But I feel like... Oh, look, it's telling me where to hammer. Look at this. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning. I am this dude. So I am now experiencing exactly what he experienced. And being him. So that is sort of mirror neurons in their entirety, right? Where you're not just... simulating, right? Your brain isn't reacting as if you were them. I'm actually...
Good enough. Should hold for people on foot, at least.
Oh, and now I have completed the bridge because this guy helped me.
The experience is different every time. Unique, like the shards of a broken window. But they're all like dreams at first, half forgotten and hazy. Then it becomes clear, and it's like they're right next to you. Isn't that strange? Anyway, let's move along. There's more to be done.
So here's that guy telling me what I already knew. So now, see, I have 4 of 9 things for Marcus, because I got that hammer, and then he mentioned the planks, and then I was able to finish up the planks. And there are 9 different Marcus-related, I guess, memories and experiences that I can have. So I think it's interesting that it had us experience firsthand what Marcus was experiencing. I'm going to take a quick look here. How long have I been playing this particular game? Somewhere I'm supposed to have stats on my stream of how long I've been on. These stats? Nah, it doesn't tell me there. Don't know. Don't know. I bet you it does tell me somewhere. And I'm new to this, so I don't actually know. How to get it to tell me how long I've been streaming this game. I'm gonna play it a little bit more though. I think I still want to find some emotional empathy, right? Some of that real experience. Oh, they're the ones I built. So it's almost as if I need to constantly walk with this up, right? So it's a little annoying that I have to hold a button to get this to stay up. I wasn't sure if I wanted to step over that or not. No, I can't sit here. Can I sit? No, I think no. Ah, stairs. I found stairs. I keep thinking that these stairs are going to collapse underneath me, and I think that's the feel they're going for, right? They've got all these holes in the stairs. They're trying to give you this sensation of a rundown, rickety place. And that sets the mood, right? So they're using these atmospherics to get you in a particular mood, to start with a certain emotional state. And even the music does that too, right? We have a... Ooh, I can sprint. Which of these buttons is sprint? This one.
Ah, Atlas Park. Lush, tranquil, secluded. They built it for the view, and the symbolism, and the utility. This is the city of Chernosk, where innovation is key and even the architecture is experimental. Let's have a look around the park. I think we're going to find something here.
So on the one hand, you feel like the narrator is pushing you along, but I wonder to what extent it's responding to what you're doing as well. I'm not sure. It didn't seem to respond when I went and found the information from Mrs. Savinsek ahead of schedule.
Maintenance. I don't see any stairs. This is a fire hazard. For the record, I did say this was the city of innovation and not the city of functioning utilities.
Yes, but I see one of these. What can I do with a nut? Let's put that down and nut. I see the nut. Can I do something with the nut? So I can't interact with the nut, but I can definitely see it's a nut. So, that's interesting. What gives me the feeling? Ah, I have a wrench. I bet you I can use the wrench on the nut. Oh, I just was able to pick up the wrench. Let's use the wrench on the nut. I have inventory here. Wrench. This seems like a great idea. Let's go up. Oops. No, put that back. Put the lever part back. Oh. Well, I guess I was supposed to pick that up. I thought I was going to be pulling the lever. A button. I pushed the button. Pull it up. Push the button some more. Button didn't work. Let's come over here. Maybe this wants a lever. Put the lever in there. Haha! Pull the lever. Here we go! Oh, I did it! That's it. I was supposed to steal that lever part so I could come over here. I didn't realize that at first. Thought I was just going to be able to push the lever. And then here's a button. Well, maybe I shouldn't run around pushing all the buttons I see, right? Like, did that look like a person to you? Did you see all those sparkly dots? Like I should be able to use my empathy machine here, right? Like, this looks exactly like an empathy machine location. Child cannot jump the fence, apparently. Come on, what sort of child can't jump over a fence? Apparently this sort of child. Going the wrong way. I know the arrows point me in the other direction, but check out that view. The change in music to let you know that you got to an important place. Again, they use very subtle touches, but even that shows a sign of empathy on the part of the developers, right? They have to know how you're going to react and understand the human experience in order to honestly, to manipulate it. To get you to experience what they want you to experience. Okay, I'm curious. We've got like this temple-looking thing in the middle of the park. Oh, I think I'm climbing up Atlas's back. But I really should get to. Every once in a while I can't turn in a direction, and it's very weird. I kind of glitch, and I'm unable to. Oh, something appears to be near me. Are these supposed to be lightning bugs? I think maybe they are. Okay, well, apparently I take massive fall damage everywhere. That was unexpected. So, in order to find a key card to unlock this, there's signs of... Oh, I'm on the other side of the fence. Can't get over the fence. Let's get back out of the fence. Back onto the travel path. What is this stuff over here? It's a giant statue of a bear.
Have you ever seen those photos of old abandoned playgrounds? Animal figures all faded and warped. Creepy stories to go with them. There's something about a fresh new playground, silent and still, that's worse.
You know, I wonder if you said that just to make sure that we thought that this was worse, like, just in case. cat. Are you can I interact with you? I can. Oh, I just got a journal. Scattered reports from Chernobyl concern random outbreaks of violence. Okay. Can you close? There you go. So I can't pick it up. I could just interact with it and read it once. You know, this doesn't look like an especially new playground. Can I go down the slide? I want to go down the slide. I'm a child. Let me go down the slide. Fine. I want to go down the slide. But you've called me child. Are you gonna let me out of there at all? There we go. There's gotta be something in the... Ah, here we go.
Whee!
That's awesome. I thought I was gonna get a memory of a child, and instead he's just having fun. Am I a child, or am I this guy? Okay, this thing's over here twitching. This is somebody's glasses. Okay. Let's try this challenge again. First we line up. Maybe we'll get better at this over time. Then we slightly adjust the frequency. Right, like this looks like a physics task in the middle of a psychology game. And like, there we go,
Hey,
that was
mister,
much better.
Are you looking for someone? Mister? What are you doing? No! No! Help! Help!
So that was interesting voice acting that we saw there, right? Like, I would expect... You see, like, torn cloth on here. So you just heard the kid calling for help, and then you see torn cloth on here. You start off thinking that you're going to have quite a bit of emotional empathy there, right? You read about the violence, you hear about that, but then the call for help is just a little bit flat, right? And I think it's relying on just the context of you already knowing what's going on for that emotional empathy, rather than the voice acting. Let's see if this one does the same thing.
Ice cream! Get your ice cream here! Soft serve, banana split, trinkets to ward off the madness, anyone? They're all magic and they're all cheap. Ma'am, how about a talisman for the little one?
Interesting. So that one didn't make me adjust the frequency to find that. They're all good on leaning in on creepy potential violence. But I haven't felt the lean in on that sort of emotional response yet. And I'm really searching for it. I wanna feel it. Maybe it's just me. What do you think? I can't tell who's in chat unless you're talking to me, so Red Fighter's the only one I know who's here. Oop, don't fall down there. I can't take fall damage. Or I take so much fall damage. I'm really quiet, you said. So you're having trouble hearing me? How is that? Is that better? So I saw you let me know that I was really quiet, so I adjusted the volume. Is that a better volume? Sort of holding back before I go there.
Chernobyl never participated in international sports or fostered any celebrities, because it was built with private money, populated by invitation. Tucked away at the foot of the mountains, Chernobyl never made more noise than it had to.
So, I had been asking before, it seems to be like sort of leaning in on the violent atmospherics, but not so much the emotional part of it, right? Like I don't know, I found that kid yelling no, no, it didn't quite lean into it in the same way. I feel like around these tents and stuff, I have to find something I can scan.
There was music here once. They'd clear this space for dancing and build a makeshift stage for the band. Guitars, flutes, drums. Now there's a single fading violin. If we do everything right, do you think the music might come back?
Maybe. If I could find the violin. I want to find the violin. Well, someone was clearly here recently. They still got a fire going. Oh, no, I found a house. I followed the arrows and I found a house. Well, that wasn't exactly what I was trying to do. Are you locked? No. Okay. Can I take your stuff? Do you have a key card? I still need a key card. Ooh, what's this? This is another physics challenge. Okay. Let's get better at our physics. Enough C-Siziev. Physics is fun. Very slightly. Ha! I did it!
Set up a trust fund for Joyce when she was born. Assorted stocks and assets, but mostly shares from the Institute. Part of the annual bonus packages. It's all worthless now unless someone goes back there. And no one is ever going back there.
Trust funds? We're still in Act 1, right? Like, let's open that back up. Yeah, definitely still in Act 1. And, like, the only person we've gotten... So, oh, this is about Joyce, though. So, these people... Salma must be Joyce's mom, and this is Joyce, the kid who said, "Hey, mister, what are you doing?" So, we've got a connection, at least. And this kid had a trust fund, and doesn't anymore, because stocks are useless. Inventory is empty. I have nothing I can... That door is stuck. Can I get in a different way? Can I peek in the window? What's in the way of that door? Hello? 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 Well, you gave me a door I couldn't get in. And now I want to get in there even more. I'm gonna be back here with like a crowbar. That's what I'm gonna do. I gotta come back with a crowbar. Ah, yes. another Jedi just walked in the actual room, not in the chat room. Yes, this is the empathy one. And I'm having trouble finding the... Oh, he walked away. Talking to myself. It's okay, I spend a lot of time talking to myself. There's nothing wrong with talking to yourself. It's actually a perfectly normal thing to do. It's called self-talk, and it's actually a normal part of child development when we engage in self-talk. I'm surprised that our protagonist isn't spending more time talking to themselves. Actually, they might be. So, for all we know, this is the child form of the adult that's talking, right? So, whoa. So see this here? This makes us uncomfortable. It probably makes them uncomfortable because of the way that we perceive depth and the fact that we're afraid we're going to fall down there. So I'm going to get off of that now. This is a different house, right? Is this the same house? Am I just... Yeah, I just have a really bad sense of direction. This is Joyce's family's house, and I never noticed that there was this in front of it. And a tree. This is how good my sense of direction is. So, yeah, I guess I haven't really had a ton to say about psychology in this game, in part because I haven't really found... We're having a lot of cognitive empathy, right? We're asked to think about what everybody is thinking about, and to try to get into their minds and figure out the story, and to figure out what's going on. But and the atmospherics are being used to try to... They're clearly the empathizing of the game devs, but you could say that about every game. A good game is one where the developers have a good sense of empathy and can gain an understanding of their audience and use that understanding of their audience to build an atmosphere. And this is true of Super Mario, this is true of any sort of survival game. That is a necessity for you to figure out how to make your game what you want it to be. That you get into the minds of your audience and figure out how to build the world. And so there's obviously that. I guess it's not perfectly obvious. Hey, look, it's made it so you can't see yourself in the mirror. They've probably made it so that you can't see yourself in the mirror. So notice how you don't really have a definitive reflection. That's probably there so that the player feels more like this is them, right? So when you don't have the image of a character in the mirror, the player self-inserts, and that's going to make this a little bit more impactful. But yeah, so the game dev has to do that, and they have set up a world like that, where you are immersed in the world and you have this understanding that something terrible has been happening. And they've set up the music, so you have this idea that something is going on. But what I haven't found is I really want these voice actors to really make me feel what they're feeling and to hurt for them, right? And so let me try again.
Look at it, eh? Oh my. When the Philadelphs went running off, I bet they never thought their stuff was gonna see business again. Stupid bastards could have made a killing if they'd had a brain between them. Betcha they're laid up in a ditch instead.
Well, a lot of us...
Once upon a time, there was a family in Chernosk. They had a big treasure full of shiny things, but the mean blue dragon was always trying to take it away from them. So they told their knight, Sir Potochnik, to hide the treasure. And hide it he did.
That was an interesting fairy tale that he just told me. So Potochnik is the ice cream man. That was the same voice. I thought I recognized that voice. Who was selling ice cream and is talking about the Filatovs. Is that these guys? So it seems like each area only has like one thing to find. And so far, the reason that I'm invested in this is because there is a child involved and I have a child, and so anything that... Whoa! Why is this glowing? Do you see that? Why does this glow? This is a new behavior on the part of my thingy. And the game is not explaining this new behavior for me. Or what to do with it. You see that though, right? So is it just that light? It can't just be that light. And it stops glowing. It's got to be that light. It's got to just be an effect of the lighting. But that's really weird. It really makes me think that something special is happening. But it really just appears to be that light. Okay then. I really wish you could just toggle this thing. Can I swim? Let's find out. It doesn't let me try. I'm going to take that as a no. I can get stuck. There we go. Wait. There we go. Okay, good. Remember, I'm not very good at these open world games. So yeah, I think I might be done because I don't really want to continue to look at this and say that I'm not empathizing with this game. I think this game has really great potential, and I love the idea of the game. I want to find something in it that really has me do that. Oh, I found a thing. I want to find that thing and then share some more of it, because I love what they're doing. I love the idea so much. Except for this. The physics. I really have to focus when I do the physics.
Him. Gotta be him with those golden glasses. He's been following us. I knew it. Did he see me? No, couldn't have. Oh God, Joyce! Where's Joyce?
So I got my first instance of emotion there, right? This must be Joyce's father? And maybe? So... Again, I find myself searching for that connection, and I keep just playing just that little bit longer, and that's a mark of a good game, right? That you want to know that little bit more, and but part of what I'm searching for is that connection, that something that is more than just I default to caring about children. So yeah, there's clearly two things in this house. That have to do with getting in this door. So, if I play this game again, I'm gonna have to get in this door. And then, there's clearly something on the other side of this lake. Oopsie. So let's go. The last thing we're gonna do is investigate the thing on the other side of the lake. I'm not gonna solve the puzzle of getting in the house right now.
I remember something. A long screaming sound. And an endless silence. That was before I opened my eyes. Before I found you.
Have I been up here? I think I have. Wait, yeah, this is the place with the light that freaks out my scanner. So it gives you the option to turn off the light, which I find is interesting. Why would I ever want my light to be off, my flashlight? I can't think of why I wouldn't want my flashlight. I can't think of why I wouldn't want the scanner up. And your finger gets tired holding the scanner up after a while. What's this? I go fishing. Alright. And I'm at the house again. Alright, this is where I'm gonna stop this. I think I can save whenever I want. Which is good. If that's the house, what's this?
A locked steel hatch. I don't know about you, but when I see a locked steel anything, I get awfully curious. Looks like we'll have to pry it open.
Yeah, but we don't have anything in our inventory, honey. So we're gonna stop here. I'm gonna save the game right next to that locked steel hatch. Because just like the voice in the game said, when I see a locked steel anything, I want to know more about it. So I'm gonna save the game here, next to the locked steel hatch. Here, manual save. Yes, save game. Yes, really overwrite my save game. And I'm going to end there. So, yeah, this was Empathy Path. Let me make sure I get the name right. Empathy Path of Whispers. And I enjoy this game. I just find myself wishing that I could find just a little bit more of that visceral, emotional empathy of this game, right? I'm cognitively invested. I am wanting to know more about how each of these individuals are thinking and gaining that. I have that investment just by default because I always want to know what's going on. And so they've put in a child there, and I think that they've done that on purpose. And if they haven't, well, then they've stumbled upon something by accident. That we tend to feel that sense of protectiveness around children. It's evolutionarily a good thing. So they've put that in the story early so that we're more invested in the game. I just wish that there was more that sort of gave me that immediate emotional response to the characters and to their character performance. So I'm going to end the video here. Hopefully I can get this posted up on YouTube and have more of our series in a little bit on the psychology that we find in video games.